Hi, I'm Dan Rinkus.
And I'm Melissa Meyers. Welcome to AIU Perspectives. In this episode, we're writing the next chapter of a story from Season 1, Eradicate Hate.
And we're investigating AI, artificial intelligence, in education. Take a look at what's in store.
From ChatGPT to robotics, AI is seemingly everywhere. But how can AI be used effectively and responsibly in education?
For students, AI unlocks personalized learning, provides instant feedback, gives students access to accessibility tools that can remove barriers.
We turn to one of the AIU's experts to see how this emerging technology can be harnessed to empower learners and educators.
Tools like ChatGPT assist teachers and students with brainstorming, acting as a thought partner.
We showed you the Eradicate Hate Student Summit and its impact on local students.
It's about what the future brings, and that's with us.
Now we're taking you to an event where all of those students have come back together.
It just makes me feel super proud to see and know that people actually care about what we're doing and that what we're doing has an impact on the community around us.
The progress they're making in their schools and communities as they find ways to eradicate hate.
Plus, the latest edition of Facts and Figures breaks down the AIU's shared services, from finance to technology services, how the AIU helps ease the burden on local school districts so they can focus on education.
Right now, though, we're going to take a look at AI in the classroom. And Melissa, it seems like AI is everywhere these days.
You're absolutely right, Dan, which is why I caught up with Brian Stamford, a program director here at the AIU. Now, he's been working at the intersection of education and tech for a long time and had some interesting things to say about integrating AI into the classroom. Artificial intelligence is evolving daily, and whether you agree with it or not, it's here to stay. AI is making a big impact by helping with tasks, improving decision-making, and creating new opportunities for innovation. I bet you didn't realize AI wrote that sentence. Nonetheless, it's being used more and more, specifically in schools. But don't take my word for it. We sat down with Brian Stamford, Program Director for Accountability and Innovative Practices here at the AIU, to talk about how artificial intelligence can amplify learning potential in the classroom.
It's not going to replace teachers, it's going to give them superpowers.
A lot of people look at AI as either some magical tool or a threat, but according to Brian, it's neither. AI adapts lessons to each learner, automates tasks, and helps students engage with content in ways that weren't possible before.
For students, AI unlocks personalized learning, provides instant feedback, gives students access to accessibility tools that can remove barriers. For teachers, it streamlines planning, it allows them to differentiate instruction like never before, and it frees them up for what really matters, which is human connection and critical thinking.
The goal is deeper learning, not just efficiency.
Tools like ChatGPT assist teachers and students with brainstorming, acting as a thought partner. There are third-party tools such as Diffit and Brisk that adapt reading levels, and there are even AI-driven simulations that bring science and history to life for students.
Today's generation is growing up in a world where AI is normal, whether that be asking ChatGPT for homework help or using AI to remix music. Brian says it's up to parents and educators to teach students and children to be informed users rather than passive consumers.
The real shift will be in how we redefine learning, focusing less on memorization and more on creativity, problem solving, ethical reasoning, and human connection in an AI-powered world.
We asked Brian to show us some examples of how AI can be used for educators.
ChatGPT and other generative text tools can be great assistants for a classroom teacher. I'll show you a few examples.
Perfect.
Generative text tools are great for teachable moments in the classroom. Let's say I was a third grade teacher talking about synonyms and antonyms, and there appeared to be some confusion in my class about the difference between the two of them. So here you can see I put up a generative text tool and I asked it to provide several examples of synonyms and antonyms that would be relevant to 8-year-olds. So here I asked the generative AI tool then to create a few games that I might use to help third graders practice their understanding of synonyms and antonyms. If I wanted it to expand on one of those, I would simply ask it to expand on it.
And this, I can imagine, saves teachers a ton of time.
Oh, absolutely. Let's say that as a warm-up, I wanted students to write about a particular image they might see on the screen. Here I opened a generative AI tool and I added the prompt, dinner in the park on a windy day, mixed emotions, Pixar style. So it provided me with 3 versions of this. This is dinner in a park on a windy day, mixed emotions, Pixar style. When I find the photo that I want, I can download that. Teachers are using generative art tools in foreign language classes to create images in which they want their students to demonstrate their understanding of the language in oral fluency exams by explaining what they see in that image. Conmigo is a tool that within it has dozens of sub-tools that allow a teacher to create an artifact or a resource for the classroom very quickly. We all know one of the biggest questions students often ask in class is, why do we need to know this? So let's go to the Make It Relevant tool. Let's pretend that our learning objective today is understanding and applying the Pythagorean theorem to solve problems. And my class profile. Now this tool will suggest for us ways that we can make the Pythagorean theorem relevant through the lens of puppies and Taylor Swift. Let's see.
I like this. This would have been useful back when I was in high school.
So the first example it suggests is using students' interest in Taylor Swift to explore the Pythagorean theorem by analyzing stage designs and layouts for her concerts, which is a great example of why do we need to know this in everyday life. Another one for the puppy lovers in the classroom is it leverages their love for puppies to create a scenario where they design a puppy playground using the Pythagorean theorem.
See, this is good because I feel like not many students are going to get excited when they hear Pythagorean theorem, but I guess when you use this and you can kind of relate it to things they're interested in, then maybe it makes learning just slightly more fun.
When I work with teachers, every time you think to yourself, I really wish I could create this resource, comma, but I don't have the time, try to replace the last half of that sentence with, and I wonder how AI can help me.
For some people, AI has become their new best friend, and they aren't afraid to admit it, but it's normal to be hesitant about using it as well.
A lot of times, people who are using AI for the first time don't even want to admit to others that they're using it. But I think over time, as we all collectively learn that used correctly, and not as a crutch for our work, but as a tool to help multiply our effort, it's becoming more and more accepted in the workplace.
Think of a calculator, for example. There might have been a time where people had that same feeling about using a calculator or even using the internet.
When schools first connected to the web, there was a lot of great apprehension about allowing students access to using the internet. Now, fast forward to 2025, it's a mandated part of virtually every class.
If that's not convincing enough, it's important to note another benefit of artificial intelligence in the classroom. Studies have shown that achievement has dramatically increased as a result of having AI assistance, especially in underperforming students.
There may be a question that they're afraid to ask the teacher in front of their peers, but they're more than comfortable to ask the AI assistant. And what we found is that helps both students with a history of low achievement and students with a history of high achievement.
Overall, we're living in a world where it's easier to adapt to AI rather than avoid it. People aren't going to be replaced by AI, they're going to be replaced by people who know how to use it.
AI went from being an obscure research tool to now something that anyone with an internet connection can use. Models are much more advanced, But what I see is really evolving is how we're learning to integrate AI into our everyday life, into real-world learning and decision-making.
It's time for AIU Facts and Figures, where we bring depth to the facts and figures behind the people and programs of the Allegheny Intermediate Unit. The AIU Shared Services team provides resources and tools that school districts can use to be more efficient. For instance, the AIU's School-Based Access Program helps districts gain partial reimbursement for health-related services for students who are eligible for Medicaid. Or take our business office. We help districts modernize their technology and manage transactions, allowing districts to focus on student programs. Technology services is another shared services area. Whether it's performing a technology audit or planning cybersecurity measures, our team can help districts realize a safe and modern future. Finally, marketing and strategic communications, the department responsible for this program, helps districts tell their stories, whether it's through social media management, publications, or digital marketing. Shared services, using the AIU's resources and expertise to lower costs and raise the level of service for every learner.
The seasons have changed, the venue has changed, but the goal is still the same: eradicating hate. In late March, more than 300 students from 26 local high schools got together at Acrisure Stadium for the Eradicate Hate Reconvening.
So if you can bring young people together, give them a reason to come together, give them a call to action, they can just do amazing work.
Back in October, AIU Perspectives was there as many of these same students attended the second annual Eradicate Hate Student Summit at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. The summit had an emotional and energizing impact on students as they returned to their schools. The reconvening serves as a checkpoint to further efforts.
We wanted to see if we could get students having more time with one another, to share with one another, and that's why today was a little bit different.
Nick Haberman is the coordinator of civic engagement and anti-hate education at the AIU.
Having events like these gives people some accountability. It makes them set deadlines, and it makes them really determine if their ideas are something they want to put into practice.
Haberman says this mid-year check-in helps students from different districts compare notes and relate to one another. It's an initiative the students appreciate.
While I love hearing from adults, it's like, hey guys, you're already out of school. It's not really about what you guys say, it's about what the future brings, and that's with us.
Alderdice High School junior Danielle Benson is part of a student group, Dice Eradicate Hate. The group showed the documentary that was shown at the summit about the Tree of Life synagogue shooting to younger students who didn't attend the summit.
It was actually kind of heartwarming too to see how many kids came, for one, and for two, it was also heartwarming to see like the emotion, the tears, and how much they all were moved by it. It was just so eye-opening and just amazing.
Alderdice is just a few blocks away from Tree of Life, and the documentary hit home.
I actually learned a lot from people from different backgrounds and what they experienced about racism and bullying and etc. And it really it touched my heart because I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. No one should ever go through that.
The discussions fostered by Benson's group have helped bring students from different backgrounds together.
So you see people from Black, white, etc. coming together, talking, and it's actually nice in the hallway seeing how many bonds were formed. It's amazing. It was like, we were all the way here, and we're making progress, and now we're up here. You know what? That's good.
Senior Aaron Martz was part of the South Allegheny contingent at Acrisure Stadium. You may recall, he was part of the first student group that attended the Eradicate Hate Global Summit preceding the Student Summit.
The first time there was a reconvening, it was 10 schools. It was at the David L. Lawrence Convention Center, so it wasn't that big. But now this, seeing this today is insane to me. I just personally love to see the event grow and all the students be so inspired by each other.
This school year, South Allegheny's Eradicate Hate Group has held monthly events such as visiting with ESL students, the nationality rooms at Pitt's Cathedral of Learning, and door decoration contests for Black History Month and Women's History Month. Martz says his group's efforts continue to have an impact.
Being at school feels like a lot more welcoming space, but it definitely feels like everybody is more of a community. We're like a little family in our school district, and I love that.
He was even picking up ideas while we were talking to him.
Keystone Oaks did you guys did the Halloween, right? Yeah, I loved that event. Keystone Oaks did the Halloween event where they researched different cultures and how they celebrate Halloween.
It's emblematic of the cooperative spirit of Eradicate Hate, and it's a spirit he hopes to pass on to underclassmen.
I think this is so fun. I have a blast doing this. I meet so many new amazing people, and I think that one thing I would really want them to know is that they can do it too.
The reach of Eradicate Hate continues to expand. Keystone Oaks junior Madison Williams Powell jumped at the chance to get together with students from other schools.
We don't do a ton outside of like school and sports, and being able to come here and be like, yeah, I get to talk to all of these super awesome people and share what my school does with all of these other schools, and then learn that like they're also taking inspiration from us and to take inspiration from them. Like, it's just so inspiring.
Keystone Oaks student group puts on events big, like the Halloween event, and small ones too.
So for Valentine's Day, we decorated the mirrors. We wrote little affirmations on them, and that was something smaller, but it still keeps people engaged.
Forging those connections has brought the KO community closer together. It's a goal that's personal for Williams Powell.
I actually transferred to Keystone Oaks halfway through my freshman year, and for the rest of the year I was actually really detached from everybody else. I felt like I didn't belong. It was really hard for me to join a friend group and to become a part of the school community, but being able to be in Eradicate Hate my sophomore year definitely opened me up to more people.
She has experienced the value of branching out and built upon those feelings.
There's so many more people than I knew, and people from like different countries that have moved to Pittsburgh to come to KO. Like, it feels really awesome.
Avonworth senior Noah Quinn returned for the reconvening, and his student group is taking big steps.
We've been taking an initiative to do restorative circles and create more sense of community within our 7th and 8th graders, because we felt like that was kind of lacking in our school.
His work with the younger students has opened his eyes to the possibilities presented by mentorship and friendship.
I'm not friends with people from other cultures for the sake of being friends with people from other cultures. I'm friends with people from other places because I like them as human beings, but that's something that I might not have realized had I not been able to like open my mind and be open-minded.
Quinn, who we also spoke with in October, is acutely aware of the responsibility of being a school leader when it comes to eradicating hate.
I just want people to realize how lucky they are to be with each other and to be with one another and embrace each other for who they are.
The Eradicate Hate reconvening gave students an opportunity to reconnect and collaborate.
At the end of the day, young people are just amazing, and they can do the work together, and that's a great experience for them as well, so that they get to see what kind of leadership that involves.
For seniors, their work is its own legacy.
It just makes me feel super proud to like see and know that people actually care about what we're doing, and that what we're doing has an impact on the community around us.
And the students who will follow them are eager to do so.
I like hearing about other people's stories and knowing what all they've been through and seeing how they came together with their schools and how they come together as a community.
Those students are really impressive, and I can't wait to see what they do this fall when the 3rd annual Eradicate Hate Student Summit takes place in downtown Pittsburgh. In the meantime, that's going to do it for this episode of AIU Perspectives.
New episodes will drop monthly this spring, and of course, remember to like and subscribe here on our AIU YouTube channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.